Hey guys, so this week I wanted to talk about what's influencing you. What is influencing your mind and your ability to make a decision? Are you going on social media? Are you Googling things? Are you reading books or listening to podcasts that are negatively or positively influencing your life or your ability to make a decision? A lot of times what happens is we get overwhelmed when we're trying to make a decision, small or big, and so we start looking for information. We ask a friend, we look it up online, we look on social media, and now we actually feel more overwhelmed trying to make this decision because we just put so much information in our minds. Now we don't know which way is which. We don't know what's right, what's left, because it's like going to a restaurant with a huge menu. Sometimes it's great to have those options, but it gets really overwhelming to pick something because there's too many options. So you want to go to a restaurant that has a smaller menu and it doesn't feel as overwhelming to pick something. The same thing happens when we're trying to make decisions in our life. If we have too much information or too much input from external sources, our internal world becomes very confused and mixed up. And if you're feeling anxious or stressed or overwhelmed, that's the number one sign that you have too much information or that you don't trust yourself and your ability to make a decision. And a lot of us don't have that ability to make our decisions, because we're so scared of making the wrong or the right decision that we pigeonhole ourselves and we feel like, okay, if I don't make this decision, then my life is over forever. But really, there's no right or wrong decision. There just is a decision. And a lot of decisions we can go back and change, or we can do it different in the future. And if not, then we learn from it. We learn from those experiences. But a lot of times what happens is we take that experience and we tell ourselves, you can't trust yourself. You can't trust that you're going to make the right choice this time. And we go into this place of anxiety and stress around trying to make the best decision for ourselves. And what happens is we put all our eggs in one basket. Like, this is an end-all, be-all decision. Sometimes there are those choices. Most of the time in our life, it's not. But what I want you to look at is what influences are changing your mind or influencing your ability to make a clear choice and be an active part of that. Something that feels whole and connected to yourself. A lot of times I find that I get really anxious when I am trying to figure out which way should I go. And if I start scrolling on social media or looking up information, I all of a sudden become very, very anxious and overwhelmed. And now I'm more confused than ever, where before maybe I had some idea of what I wanted to do. Maybe it wasn't fully clear yet. And that's why I started looking for information or start phoning a friend, asking other people's opinions. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I'm too overwhelmed. And then I become paralyzed by that, or I ruminate on it. I obsess about it. And the decision-making process can be overwhelming, but a lot of times it's more overwhelming and stressful because we have too much information. And especially with the world we live in today, all the news that we are seeing on TV, the social media, the people that we're talking to, just everything has such a heavy influence on us, and it makes it really hard to decipher what's ours and what is someone else's. What's ours and what is the world's? What is ours and what does everyone else want me to do? What do I actually want to do? So what I encourage you guys to do today is look at those influences that you probably don't even realize are changing the pathways and the ways that you think about things. So look at that. How many people are you talking to? about a problem that you have in your life? How much Googling are you doing? How much social media are you doing? Look at those things. And maybe it's time to take a break. Maybe it's time to not phone a friend. Maybe it's time to just take that step back and figure out what's yours and what's theirs.